What's up, guys? Resale Renegade here, resalerenegade.com. Check out the link in the description below to my blog. Today I want to talk about a little something called Know Your Market. I just went into this thrift store, and this is kind of what got me thinking about it. And this thrift store has been there for maybe a year, and this thrift store is now going out of business. And so I went in there, I figured maybe I'll pick up some good deals, going out of business sale kind of thing. And I walked in there and I was floored at A, what kind of merchandise he had, and B, how much he was asking. Because it says thrift store on the thing. And it was a classic case of somebody opening up a store or being a seller and not marketing their products correctly to the correct demographic. Now, this is just an assumption. I don't know for sure why he's going out of business, but my assumption is that because he was asking astronomical prices, and he had things in there, like I only found maybe 5 or 10 things that were under $10 in that store. And it was a thrift store. I mean, he was asking $10 to $20 for shirts and $35 for jackets. And he had lots of gold and silver in there that he was asking fair market value for. And there's nothing wrong with getting fair market value for your gold and silver. Believe me, that's what I do. But the venue to sell that gold and silver is not a thrift store, because people going into a thrift store are looking for thrifty type items. They're looking for cheap. They're looking for, little trinkets and that kind of crap. And they're looking for the kind of crap that you and I are looking for. And their goal is not to go in there and spend full retail for whatever it is that they're looking for. And I suspect that that's probably why he's going out of business, because he's pricing everything at or just slightly above retail on what you could get it for, like say on Amazon or eBay or any number of other locations, really. And it surprised me that he opened up a thrift store, called it a thrift store, and expected people to spend like gallery prices on things. There's nothing now. See, and that's a prime example. Had he opened a gallery, he would have attracted a completely different kind of customer that would have been willing to pay X number of dollars for certain things. Because his merchandise was not thrift store merchandise, really. I mean, there was a lot of thrift store merchandise, but it was presented decently, and it was nice. It was clean merchandise for the most part. And he had a lot of silver and gold, and he really could have probably opened up his own little tiny jewelry store as a subsection of that store. He had that much. But I remember a lot of the stuff, like he had a couple Engelhard bars, silver bars, that I remember. I've been in the thrift store like months and months ago. Same exact bars. He hasn't moved them in months and months and months. Not going to pay your bills like that. So it was just a lesson that I thought maybe I should bring up, and learning your market demographics for each of your selling sources. If you have a store and you're presenting your store as a thrift store, don't try and sell gallery type items, and don't ask gallery type prices. Sell thrift store items at thrift store prices. Just like the flea market. If you go to the flea market, don't try and get gallery prices at the flea market. Chances are good you're going to go there and you're not going to sell anything, because people are going to a flea market for the same reason they're going to a thrift shop. Now, on the other side of that coin, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be buying nice things. You should be buying nice things and selling them in their correct venues. So, like for instance, his gold and silver, I understand that he may not want to scrap it, so maybe a refinery is not the right place to sell it. But maybe he could consign it with the jeweler, who would ask even more than what he's asking, and even after his commission, he'd make money. And I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what he's buying it for. I have no idea what his metrics are. But the point is they're not working, because he's going out of business. And even his out of business sales were like market value or above. It floored me. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. When you're trying to sell something, you really do have to know your market value, or your market demographics, and the value your item will bring to that specific demographic. So it's like it's a typical case. This is exactly why venue arbitrage can happen, because I can go to a thrift store where everything's priced in thrift price brackets. I can buy a Cabbage Patch Kids lunchbox for $2.50, and then I can put it in an antique booth where it's an antique now. It's presented as an antique, it's cleaned up, and I can ask $25, $30 maybe. And I can 10 times my money by simply changing the venue and changing the frame at which your product is seen based on your venue or your marketing or what have you. So it's just something I was thinking about. I thought I'd bring up, maybe talk a little bit about you guys, how you market your stuff, where you market your specific stuff, that kind of thing. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys next time. Thanks.